What percentage of your listings do you pre-qualify before you go on, Dave?
I'd like to say 100%, but I'm sure there's a couple that get away from me a year where they get over anxious, but virtually 100%.
Virtually 100%.
Same thing, unless we just don't have time. I mean, literally, if it comes in and Abigail's not there to do the call, or she wasn't able to get a hold of them, and I'm just heading right over there, that would be the only time. But it's most of the time.
Great. Michael Ann? And you don't go on an appointment unless they're double pre-qualified.
Yeah, there's no question, 100%.
100%. John, how about you?
For motivation of the seller, 100%.
Okay.
More than 100%. 2 pre-calls on the initial call and then on the second.
So you talk to them 2 or 3 times before you go out?
Absolutely. At the end of the call, I'll ask them, because I'm usually talking to expireds, what kind of activity did you experience, showings, offers, and I'll always throw out a number that's 15 to 20% below what they expired on. So if they're listed, if they expired at 200,000, after asking them a few questions, I'll say, I'm curious. If I had a cash buyer for you right now that pay you 160,000, how would you respond to that? And I get a feel whether they'd say, oh, well, I'll take it. And obviously, they don't usually say that. They say, well, I'd tell them to get lost. Well, you wouldn't at least counter? You wouldn't try to get them up? Well, maybe I'd counter at 180, so you'd consider maybe 170, 175 then. Well, I don't know if I'd go that low. So in that terms, I probably have somebody that I'm going to call again and pre-qual. But if they're not budging at all, no, 200,000, that's it. You go through the questions, why is 200,000 important to you? What happens if someone offers you 195? If I'm not getting anywhere with them at all, I'll just cancel the appointment right there and will not call back for a pre-qual.
Great. Perfect. Okay, let's talk a little bit about lead follow-up, because Gary says lead generation and lead follow-up and lead conversion are one in the same. You don't lead generate unless you're lead converting. You have nothing to lead convert unless you lead generate. So Jeff, talk a little bit about your lead generation system.
Lead follow-up system?
Lead follow-up system, yeah. Sorry, thank you.
It's very simple. I don't use a computer. I have 2 folders. I have one folder that says 0 to 7 on it, and I have another folder that says 7 to 30. And if they're a motivated prospect and they're ready to do something this week, I put them in the 0 to 7 folder, and if they're a couple weeks out, they go into the 7 to 30 folder. So if it's call me in a month, call me in 2 months, they go in the trash. And if the 0 to 7 folder gets called every day, twice a day, 0 to 7 folder.
So define a lead for you. What's a lead?
Someone that's looking to buy or sell in the next 30 days, no later.
No later. Anything over 30 days goes in the trash.
Garbage.
Garbage. That one got a reaction. There's a button for you. Okay, so you're going to call me 2 or 3 times a day. What are you going to say to me 3 times a day?
Well, most cases I'm not going to get a hold of you all two or three times. Right. So when I do get a hold of you, I'm just going to say, hey Tony, Jeff Glover here again. Just calling to see if you're still looking to get into Florida. Is that the case?
Yeah,
great. Great. Last time we spoke, you said you wanted to be there sometime by the end of the fall. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well, I've got an important appointment in your neighborhood later this afternoon. Are you going to be around 5 or 6 o'clock?
Yeah, I will.
Okay, well, it's only going to take 15, 20 minutes of your time. I'd love to stop by. I know you're not anxious to get together right now, and I know you told me you wanted to wait a week, but let's just spend 15, 20 minutes together. I'm going to be in your neighborhood anyways. Does that sound good?
Well, could we get together in like a week or 2, because I'm not sure I'm ready to do anything right now.
And I wouldn't ask you to do anything you didn't want to do, that's for sure, Tony, but I'm actually going to be right down the street from you listing a house, and there's probably some important things you should know about this property, especially if you're going to be competing with this property. You do want to know what's going on in your neighborhood, don't you?
Yes.
Great. So how about today around 5:30?
So you're going to tell me what my competition is?
Absolutely.
Okay.
We'll see that.
Okay, so you don't get anywhere with me. You call me back 3 days later. What do you say?
Hey, Tony, I know we spoke 3 days ago, and I know you weren't interested in getting together, and I can certainly appreciate you've got a lot going on. You've got a hectic schedule, but you're still looking to get to Florida, right?
Yes.
Okay, you still want to be there by the end of the fall, is that right?
Yes.
Tell me again, what takes you to Florida?
We're moving there to be near our family.
To be near your family, that's great. And I'm just curious, if you never got to Florida, would that present a problem for you?
No, we want to get to Florida.
You have to get to Florida. Okay. Well, I know we spoke the other day and you weren't interested in getting together, but I've got a surefire way to get you to Florida. Would you just have 5 or 10 minutes to spare this evening, Tony?
Surefire?
Surefire way. Absolutely.
Okay.
Perfect. We'll see you around 5 o'clock.
Okay. 3 days later and you still haven't gotten an appointment with me, what do you say then?
Hey Tony, you know, I'm an aggressive agent, as you can see. I've called you several times now, and you would want me to follow up on the buyers for your property like this, wouldn't you?
Yes.
Okay, great. Well then I wouldn't be doing my job if I didn't ask you for another appointment this evening today around 5 or 6 o'clock. Just like if there was a buyer that was interested in your property, I'd be calling them over and over and over again to get them in your house, because you do need to get to Florida, right?
Yes.
And you do want to be there by the fall, is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. So how about today around 5, 6 o'clock?
How often would you do that?
Usually 3, 4 times before I throw them away if they're not interested.
Good, good job. John, what's your lead follow-up system?
Well, I believe you follow up until you get the listing or it's sold. If I'm looking for listings, I'm not going to stop calling them. I'm not going to stop calling them until I've listed the property or they've listed with someone else. On the expireds, I'm going to send. I have an 8x4 program. They get 8 pieces of mail over 4 weeks, and I'm calling them pretty much every other day during that 4-week time period as well. So they're going to hear from me 15 to 20 times in that 4-week time period. They're either going to hire me or they're going to call me and tell me to quit calling them. Either one is okay with me. At least I know they know who I am. I don't stop following up until they hire me or they're listed with somebody else.
If you call me every other day, what do you say every other day? Do you have 15 scripts?
No, I don't. I'm pretty much going to say the same thing every other day.
So tell me what you're going to say to me every other day.
Well, if I'm talking to you,
Role
Tony,
play,
sure. Yeah. Ring, ring.
Hello?
Yes, may I speak to Tony, please?
Speaking.
Hey, Tony, this is John Dietz from the Dietz team at Keller Williams Realty. Hey, listen, I understand it's really early in the morning. I apologize for calling so early, and I'll be real quick. The reason I'm calling, Tony, is I noticed your listing recently expired. I'm just checking to see if you're still interested in selling that.
Yep. So you can do me a follow-up on that. Okay. Yeah, follow-up with me. You've called me 5 times. What are you going to say to me in the first 5 times?
Okay, sure. Hey, good morning, Tony. This is John Dietz from Keller Williams again. How you doing today?
Good. How are you?
Okay, listen, I know I've been a little bit of a pest, and I apologize for that, but I really want to help you sell your home. Let me ask you a quick question. If I had a buyer that was interested in your home, Tony, and they were willing to pay full price, would you work with me on that offer?
Yes.
Okay, here's what I need to do. I need to come out and take a look at your home so that I can hopefully bring you that buyer. So, would you be offended if I wanted 10 minutes, maybe 15, just to pop by and take a quick look at your home?
Okay, good. You've come to my house, you've done your 10 or 15 minutes, you're following up with me 2 days later. What do you say?
Hey, Tony, it's John Dietz from Keller Williams Realty. How you doing today?
Great. How are you, John?
I'm doing really well. Hey, I got a quick question for you.
Yes.
If I could show you one way that I can help you get your home sold in less time and possibly netting more money than you can net on your own, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that?
Yes.
Great. Mornings, afternoons, or evenings, what works best for you?
Mornings. Okay, you've followed up with me again 2 days later. What do you say?
Hey, Tony, it's John Dietz again from Keller Williams Realty. How you doing today?
Good.
Good. Hey, listen.
John, are you moving in?
Well, you know, if that's what it takes to get your home sold, okay. Hey, listen, I know you really want to sell your home, and I know in the last conversation you just weren't ready to get together yet. Let me ask you a quick question. Is that okay?
Yes.
Great. If I could show you a way that I can help you get your home sold, Tony, possibly netting you more money than you can net on your own, and getting it done in less time than you could on your own, would you be interested in seeing how I could do that?
Yes. Great.
Hey, Tony, can I just reiterate something? With this, we have to remember the motivated prospects love motivated agents. So if we're calling them 5, 6 times, we're not bothering them if they're motivated.
Correct. So Dave, tell me a little bit about your lead follow-up system.
If you lead generate a lot, you can get a lot of leads. You can get more leads than you can almost follow up with. And so I've tried to create a mindset that I only get 1 or 2 shots. And if I don't set an appointment within 1 or 2 contacts, then I penalize myself and throw it away.
Great.
So I just make sure that I make an appointment or throw them away.
Perfect. So we're out of time, and I just want to leave everybody with one thought. You know what their names are. You know who they are. We didn't have a chance to role play because I wanted you to get as much information about what they do on the lead gen, lead conversion. I would ask you, find these 5 people and role play with them because you will learn a ton on how to get appointments and how to do the lead follow-up. So let's give our panel a standing ovation. Good job, guys.
Good job, Jeff.